Champagne Velvet.
Masters of the Universe.
They Live, starring Roddy Piper.
Tonight at 8 p.m. on Dudes,
Tunes,
and Brews.
Dudes, Tunes,
and Brews.
and Brews.
We're dudes.
We're dudes.
Listen to tunes.
Listen to tunes.
Drinking some brews.
Drinking some brews.
We're dudes.
We're dudes.
Listening to tunes.
Listening to tunes.
And drinking some brews.
And drinking some brews.
All right, so that was the new intro with a cold open that we decided to try. I thought it was pretty nice. It felt good.
Yeah, I thought actually thought you meant cold cuts when you mentioned it before in rehearsal.
I thought I thought we meant cold cuts, so I was gonna go to Arby's, and then I realized their meat's usually warm.
Yeah, you don't get Arby's roast beef served cold. I would eat it cold. I've had some.
I would probably eat it cold.
Actually, when it gets cold, the bread sucks.
Yeah, the bread's terrible. Any bread that once it gets cold has been on a sandwich. Cold sucks.
Which can you deal with better though, a cold bun or a cold French fry?
Cold bun.
Cold bun, yeah.
Because I'll take the bun and put it in the toaster.
Oh, dude, that's genius. I was thinking just a couple dribbles over some water with a napkin. Put in the microwave for about 12 seconds.
Yeah, that could work too. Steam it.
And it's an Arby's bun, so it's okay being
right.
Slightly steamed. You know?
Right. I prefer a crispy bun, though, if I'm going to eat a reheated, cold, refrigerated, damp bun.
Yeah, well, yeah. What about ciabatta bread?
Ciabatta bread's hard enough to eat when it's fresh.
You got to eat it fresh. Afterwards, it's just too spongy. And it's like garlic bread. You know?
That's true.
You're just wasting your time.
True. I love garlic bread, though.
Garlic bread till I'm dead, bro. Am I right?
So, it's 8 p.m. Sunday nights. Dudes, Tunes, and Brews. Here we are. Harlow Santana, Josh Froman over here. As you can see, we've already been drinking a cold one. We started off this evening pre-gaming with, what was it?
This was a champagne velvet.
Yeah.
It actually was as cold as it gets.
It was very cold. It's been in the fridge since like Tuesday.
Since Tuesday. It's been very enticing the whole week. I've wanted to try them, but I was waiting for my buddy
I
Carlos.
give you kudos for not drinking them early.
Thank you very much. It did take some self-control. This mug has also been in the freezer since Tuesday.
They were very nice. It's still cold, in fact.
Yeah. It's
but we cracked these open about 7:30 and did a little teaser video on the Facebook there about it, and we just discussed it a little bit. So let's discuss it a little more,
a little further. So what would you give it?
On a scale of 1 to 5 brews, let me try again. I like the taste. I like the flavor. I definitely can see that kind of hint of honey at the very end, like you were talking about. Like very, very, very subtle.
Very subtle. Yeah.
Just enough to like feel like a dryness on your tongue.
It's just not just carbonated water. There's some sort of syrupy-ness to it.
It's good. I could drink this chilling, doing the yard work.
It's light beer-esque, but it's got a full flavor.
It kind of tastes like a decent domestic light beer.
Yes, and I could eat tacos with this.
That would go great with tacos or some fried fish.
Yeah, this is a good Friday night beer.
Yeah.
Or Sunday night on Dudes, Tunes, and Brews. We'll drink Friday night beer as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'll drink Friday night beers. I mean, no one's gonna stop me.
What did you have this Friday night?
For dinner?
Well, can you remember dinner Friday? I don't remember my dinner Friday.
I have to go backwards. Last night, what did I have last night?
If you had stovetop, you would have remembered.
I went to, we had Steak and Shake last night. Went to Steak and Shake.
Cool.
And it was like the worst experience ever.
Oh, I heard about this.
The waitress she had to have been new, but the restaurant was just filthy. There was like, from the time we sat down till we left, there was like 8 dirty tables that had never been bussed.
What time was it?
6:30, 7-ish?
This is dinner rush. Okay, but not a whole lot
Hardly
of people.
dinner rush. There was like 4 tables on the actual dining room.
Yeah.
There was like 6 people on the floor, so people could have been cleaning.
So they should have had all hands on deck, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough. And then the waitress had to be new. She brought me my chili with my meal instead of before like they usually do.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't get a spoon. And she goes, "I'm sorry, I don't have a spoon for you because they're all dirty." And I said, "That's fine. I'll make do with my fork."
Oh, man.
So I'm a man of principle. I ate that chili with a fork, proudly.
How many bites did you miss out on? 2 full bites, probably.
No. I took the crackers and I
I was
crushed
getting
them
ready
up.
to say that's your next bet is to take oyster crackers.
Crush them up, put them in
Yeah.
there, and thicken it up.
Okay, smart.
So after about 4 bites, she brings me a spoon, and I was like,
spoon this.
so I pushed it to the center. I didn't even use it.
Oh.
And when I left, that spoon was still on the center of the table. But it was just bad all around. And then towards the end, the waitress comes back and she says, are you guys waiting on something else? It's like, you're the waitress. You tell me.
So you were gonna get a side-by-side milkshake. You ended up going down the street and getting one at the Speedway, right?
I
The
ended
local
up
Speedway.
telling my lady that she was in charge of the tip because I didn't want to give her anything.
Well, we already know that she probably tipped her 25% regardless. Because
Probably.
your old lady is in the field.
True.
Yeah, they're gonna.
It was just a bad experience all around.
Or maybe she tipped less because she probably knows the standards. And she's like,
You know,
you stupid.
probably.
Bad
She
server.
was pretty much critiquing the experience the whole time we were there.
Good. Okay. Yeah. Maybe she needs to be like excised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was going to pay, and the dude finally came like 5 minutes after I'm standing there, and I'm just looking at everybody like I see you over there talking, and they're just standing there.
You know, the thing is though, is they represent my favorite Native American tribe, the Tecomasac.
Yeah, I mean,
So
the
I'm
food
glad-
was fine. The food was great
Yeah.
like always, but the service was terrible.
But you go up there and you realize that I think 90% of their funding goes to support the Tecomasac tribe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, bless their hearts.
Yeah. Thanks, Steak and Shake from Normal, Illinois.
But anyways, have you tried this Freddy's?
No, I haven't tried Freddy's. I think everyone's basically said it's.
It's basically steak and shakes with
basically
frozen
steak-
custard.
Oh, they have custard there.
They don't like they can do milkshakes, but their shtick is steak burgers and frozen custard.
Custard's good. I like that. You get more protein that way,
True.
so it's healthier. Just still all the sugar.
It's good food. It's overpriced, I think.
What's the thing that's comparable though? Are the patties the same
The
way?
patties are about the same. They're just smashed steak meat.
And then they had the shoestring potatoes.
Yeah, they've salt and pepper fries, I think.
Ooh, I like
Oh,
that.
it's nice.
I'm into the pepper thing. I recently had peppered bacon.
Oh, pepper bacon. Once you have pepper bacon,
You're ruined. I'll have regular bacon, I guess. But what's the point?
right?
You know, I'm ruined. And welcome to Dudes, Tunes, and Food.
We're just shooting the breeze this
You know,
evening.
and I've come to terms with. I like to do a lot of general conversation. We are general conversation here on the show.
That's what we
Not
do.
to break the narrative.
We drink beer. It's not just dudes, tunes, and brews. I mean, dudes is chilling and shooting the shit.
It's just people, places, and things.
We're basically a talk show, if you haven't figured it out by now, where we're just talking about whatever we want to.
Yeah, and when we talk about peppered bacon, we're being passionate about that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not kidding. I like sweet and salty, but salty and peppery
Oh, yeah.
is a whole other animal.
Like kettle cooked chips, the salt and pepper ones. I'll get down.
I've never had that. That makes me want that right now. That sounds good.
Oh, it's good.
You know what else is ruined to me by pepper?
What?
Pistachios.
Oh, I could see that.
Salt and pepper pistachios. Regular pistachios are my jam. So they were. But now they've added pepper into the mix and I'm ruined.
Salt and pepper almonds.
I've
Oh,
never had
man.
it.
They're
I
so
want it
good.
right now. That sounds
So
good.
good.
Now the thing is about black pepper, especially good peppercorn, have you never noticed it's almost got like a lemon taste almost? Or like something citrusy about it. Not necessarily lemon. But to me it's like peppercorn is very bright.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just like, but like, well, you put pepper on something normally, a regular black pepper, it just seems like a little bit of something that tickles the tip of your tongue. Where like real peppercorn, real peppers have this like, almost like a fruit taste to them.
It's weird how some things can taste like other things. Like celery, I feel has a pepper like feeling.
Oh yeah, you know what else? Garlic.
Oh, yeah.
Garlic can get spicy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you just raw garlic
Ooh.
on your tongue. I could do it, but it just, oh man, talk about something that tears me up.
Right.
Raw garlic. I have to cook it all the way through. And it's so delicious. Roasted garlic, blackened, caramelized.
That's good stuff. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
That's good stuff. If all you have is celery and garlic and water, you got a meal. You can make a soup
You could.
out of just those two items.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. You got some salt, pepper. Ooh. I'll just drink that broth. I've seen you just drink chicken broth.
I love chicken broth.
Just drink chicken broth out of your,
My gas station cup.
yeah, it's good.
That's what I do when it's cold. I keep it nearby.
Just out of a can?
Out of a can.
You did your chicken broth?
No. I drink chicken broth at work when it's really cold, and instead of coffee. After my coffee, I'll have chicken broth if I'm still cold. I put 2 bouillon cubes.
You're bouillon cubing it up.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I'm getting that salt that I'm losing throughout the day.
Yeah, we call those electrolytes.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need those.
And I'm getting the chicken powder in my blood.
You got to get the chicken powder in your blood. Actually,
good.
that's why chickens are here.
I mean, chicken broth, if you don't drink it, you don't understand. It's a good hearty beverage.
I usually just chew on the bouillon cubes.
I used to when I was a kid, but then the sodium's too much.
I think it's eroded 12 of my teeth.
Probably.
I don't think it's like a whole other thing. It's
I used
like
to
sugar's
lick 'em.
bad.
I used to just lick
Oh,
them.
they're so good. There's a few things I've always loved my whole life that I'll probably always love.
The smell of gas and chicken cubes.
Yeah, the smell of gasoline, chicken bouillon cubes, and T-bone steak fat.
Oh, gross. I
The
hate
fat on steak to me is the best, especially
No.
when it's like charred just right.
If fat is halfway rendered and charred a little bit,
I'm talking grilled fat. It's particular.
it's palatable.
Yeah, I love it.
One-
It's so disgusting.
What I really can't stand is pork fat though. Like you get a nice pork chop and it's got all them big old stringy layers of fat in it and just.
Yeah, but it's like, what are you doing with that fat? Are you just frying it up, or are you trying to get some? Because if you were to boil it out, you can do a lot with that, like with roast and stuff like that. You get a lot of good fat.
I like a good fried pork chop. We've discussed this before.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we have, and we will continue to
We will
discuss
always
it as
discuss
long
pork
as we are
chops.
friends. Yeah, pork chops are good. I don't get into. I actually didn't eat pork for 8 years.
Wow.
I remember the last time I ate pork was a half-incher that I fried myself, and it was pretty damn good. And you know what? I said, I'll see you in the future, my friend. 8 years later, I had some pork in this pork bowl thing. It was this place up there, the Black Circle Brewing Company. It's a brewing company in Indy near Broad Ripple.
Not
But
sure.
they do shows and stuff there. Yeah, they got a little restaurant that's tied into them and stuff, and it's pretty good stuff. Yeah, they had some pork and beans, but it was island pork and beans,
nice,
black beans and stuff.
I went to a Bynum's Steakhouse once.
Never been. I've always loved them.
Dude, it's pretty. I had an 1.5 inch thick pork chop.
Holy crap!
Holy crap! And it was cooked beautifully.
So what do they do? Cook a loin and then slice it?
That I couldn't tell you.
Well, it was grilled though, right?
It was grilled. Yes, it was good.
That sounds good.
And once I went to Outback and had a tenderloin pork medallions.
Oh man,
dude, that was fire.
The thing about that place is they have no rules.
It's just right.
Yeah. So let's go Outback tonight. I've never been. I've never been to Outback. I've never been to Bynum's. You're a cultured man.
What was that whole Outback Steakhouse jingle song? You told me about it a few months ago.
Let's go Outback tonight.
It was
of Montreal.
Oh
Had
yeah.
that song. It was called Wraith Pinned to the Mist and Other Fun Games or something.
Something like that.
They always have some very bizarre titles. But yeah, it was Let's Pretend We Don't Exist.
Yes, and
Let's Pretend We're in Antarctica.
That's it.
Yeah, they actually they sold the jingle to them, and
wow.
I remember hearing the Outback song first, and it was let's go Outback tonight, and it got in my head. I was like, that's pretty jingly.
Yeah, very jingly.
And then it was 2 years later, maybe 2 or 3 years later, I was going to Florida on a paint trip. I was doing some work down there, and I hear the of Montreal version, and I go, what? Wait, what?
Right.
Double take moment, and then after with some Googling of the time, I found out that it was a real deal, and and then they became one of my favorite bands, and they're still one of my favorite.
Do you
bands.
remember the Flight of the Conchords?
Love them. Yeah.
Remember when Jermaine was in some Outback commercials?
No, but now I can believe it.
It's on there. It's up there.
Jermaine is.
You go to the YouTubes and you'll find Jermaine from Flight of the Conchords in some Outback commercials.
My favorite's their manager.
The manager. Oh yeah.
That guy's my ultimate favorite. That guy's hilarious.
The crazy fan that followed her. I forget her name. She's on Bob's Burgers. She says.
It was her. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She has that real
Right. I think she's playing a character like Gilbert Godfrey. You know what I'm saying?
She's always on.
That can't be her real voice.
Yeah. That's rough, isn't it?
She probably sits down oh yeah, so it does.
My name is in everything, but nobody knows my name.
Right.
And then she...
My lady knows her name. Someone chime in. Who's the chick that does Louisa's voice on Bob's Burgers?
And she's also the chick that was on the Last Man on Earth.
Last Man on Earth, yes.
I saw like the first 4 episodes of that. It was pretty good. I never finished. I won't get into it. But I like the cast.
The cast?
Cast seemed pretty good. Yeah.
The cast is alright.
Cast is definitely alright. That puts us to our next segment. Tunes!
I was going to say, we have a segment?
No, we have no segments tonight. I am all torso, baby. So the reality of what's going on tonight is I actually purchased an album on iTunes. I have not done that since probably 2010.
2010.
Yeah, so 9 years ago I purchased an album. I was going to work today, and there's a show on 92.3 called I was gonna say E Street. That makes me think of The Boss.
The Boss.
I don't remember the show. It's on Sunday mornings at like 5:30 to 6:30.
Over Easy?
It's not.
No.
It's
That's gonna bug me.
We'll figure it out later. If
We'll
you know the
figure
name
it
of the
out.
show,
We're here all night till 9 o'clock.
But this guy performed on there, and his name was Aaron Lee Tasjan or Tasjan. Tasjan, and he struck a chord with me, quite literally. And I ended up buying the full album.
Cool.
So that's what I'm.
What else are we drinking before we play this record?
Well, as you see, it's the 33rd episode.
33rd episode.
I'm 33 years old.
I'm 32, so...
You're soon to be 33.
In March, yes.
We'll both be 33 for a small stint.
They're gonna crucify me.
They're gonna crucify me. And then, so we know it's the year that Jesus was, in fact, crucified.
Yeah.
Something interesting, while we're talking about things of that nature, I think is cool is they say Jesus was put on the cross, he died, and rose on Easter, correct? So, was he on the cross for 3 days?
I have no idea.
See, I always thought he was on the cross for 3 days.
I think that he was, and people like threw rocks at him and shit.
Yeah, and they did that. But the last day, they stabbed him with the spear and bleed out.
Mm-hmm.
And then some time passed, and then on Easter he arose.
Right.
You know. Well, the thing that I always thought was interesting is there's Ascension Day, and it was on the calendar. I was like, "What's Ascension Day?" You know, the little Google search. You know, I find out Ascension Day is 40 days after Easter. He comes back. And then he's like on Earth for 40 days. For in my head growing up, it was always like, he came back, it's Easter, he's like, y'all, I'm back. All right, tell people I came back. And then he went and left, and then they're like, do you believe or don't you? And that's the whole deal. Right. No, he was like stuck around for like a month and 10 days, dude. Like he was here for 40 days.
Just like peeping, what's up?
Yo, like, hey, everybody, come on, I'm going to tell you everything I got. I got 40 days, hurry up. And then he went off to
What's up with the 40 days motif?
I don't know. It had something to do with numerology and all that. So, yeah, that stuff's fun, but it's kind of like a conspiracy.
Sean Zeller's Custom Studio, thanks for chiming in. Kristen Shaw, that's the chick's name.
Kristen? Really?
Kristen Shaw.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's
so, back to Jesus.
Yeah, so that's it. I just always thought that was interesting.
That was interesting.
I never expected him to have been back, because that's a long time.
That is a long time. Now, why are we bringing this up for 33? Because 33 is the special number. Because that was how old Jesus was. And it's also a very prominent number in most religions.
Yeah, it's a big deal. The thing that you and I both discovered was, I don't know the particular, but there's a particular prophet that believes that when you go to heaven, you are at the age of 33.
Yeah, but what if you don't reach 33?
I think it's probably the maturity of your soul at its peak, which is 33.
That'd be weird. Like if you died at like 20.
You don't get the human or the physical element of it, but your soul just basically goes to its full potential.
But how can you max out without getting there?
Well, that's physical time versus spiritual time.
Right. Yeah. It's just
it doesn't make sense, yeah, because we think of the idea of progression. I think that's probably a generality. Maybe he's just saying you're at full maturity.
Okay.
Which is kind of cool if you're older than 33, because then you get to go back to a prime point in your life. But if you're younger, it can also be cool because maybe you obtain a certain wisdom. I'm assuming.
I don't know.
I'm assuming when you see the ultimate, that there's a certain amount of wisdom that comes with that anyways.
So anyways, to tie in with all this, the title of tonight's episode was Boxed Wine and Vanilla Wafers.
Boxed Wine and Vanilla Wafers. We all know that some things are... They like to do their wine and their wafers for the body and blood and whatnot. We're not getting that involved.
We're going to do our own take on it.
we've never tried boxed wine before.
We have never had boxed wine, so we're going to do tonight what we're calling the Boxed Wine Challenge.
Now, what we have
Boxed
here
wine
is
challenge.
a smaller version
Smaller
of boxed
version
wine,
of any domestic housewives' refrigerator contents.
which it's fine with me.
This little box of Franzia is actually 2 bottles of wine, apparently. It's almost 2 liters of fruity red sangria.
And as you see, I opened that very easily with my left hand.
Does it actually have a spout?
It has a spout. It opens up.
You know what? You could just do it like a giant Capri Sun, too.
I think that's what this is. I think this is an adult Capri Sun.
Right. Oh, it actually has its own little wee-wee there.
Yeah, this is cool. So, do I just turn it? You just turn it, and
I guess.
away it goes.
You
I'm
rip
gonna
it
keep
off.
the flat.
Okay.
Rip it?
I don't care.
Oh man, no, it's not as pretty now.
I
but
tell you right
it's
now,
okay.
though, 2 bottles of wine with its own spigot for $6.97. That's impressive. Ooh, little ASMR for everybody.
I ain't got asthma. Well,
ASMR more like ADD.
we're like, who gives a shit?
Am I right?
All right, here we go. We're gonna go with the. I think I just opened it here. Let's try. I'm a newbie.
Just crack the seal on it. Are the
This is
directions?
open to the left. Ugh. I gotta act like I want it. I've had a hard week. The kids.
Okay, it's turned. Oh, shit.
Oh, okay. It's turned. It's turned. It's okay. It's okay. Get ready. Oh, keep going.
It's shut off. Okay.
Come on.
Keep going.
Okay, and go.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting this done tonight. We're going to try some Franzia boxed wine. We're going to see if we can finish it and then eat some vanilla wafers. And maybe we'll just transcend to a higher plane.
All right. That's good.
Put this right here.
There you go.
Sorry for getting wine all over my laptop and your floor.
Oh, it's just, speaking of which, Studio A, we've been renovating. You know, before this, we would not have been able to handle the wine on the floor where it was so cramped. Am I right?
Doing a little damage control. Pardon me.
Yeah, the DC department. Or was it
A
still
little
QC?
technical stuff here.
And we've got these wafers.
Wafers.
Wafers are one of those snacks that I use.
Oh, shit.
They're one of my favorites, but I always forget it.
I tell you right now, I was gonna get some legit vanilla wafers for tonight, but a box of legit vanilla wafers was like $4.97 at my local supermarket.
Jeez, dude.
So I got the.
It might as well be freaking cereal.
I got the supermarket brand. All right, now we are set up. We have our wafers. We have our boxed wine. We're gonna start the album and see where this night takes us. We might get weird.
Oh, it is weird already. We've lost our speaker.
Uh-oh. Do you ever feel lonely? Try boxed wine. Oh, it smells like butter. It smells like bad candy.
I would say this was a DTB first, but we've had technical difficulties of every caliber.
All right, let's see what happens.
Ooh, it does sound like it. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. If you just want, like, it's sweet.
You know, I could totally see drinking that in the bathtub and yelling at Brian for not wanting to have sex with me anymore.
Hey, was it because I'm not pretty? No, it's because you're...
Drink a whole box and yell at the kids for a while.
These will be really good with some Valium.
Okay. Anyways, what else is on the agenda? So, Josh and I recently signed up for a contest called the Random Band Challenge presented by Square Cat Vinyl. Episode 16, Chris Wolf told us about it.
It's been that long since we had Chris Wolf.
Yes,
16 episodes.
I believe so.
Or 17 episodes. Wow, we've been really shooting through them.
So he told us about this contest, and it came back around this time of year, so we signed up for it. I thought it would be funny if we both got like drawn together randomly for the same band.
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't expect to be so close.
Right. But that did not happen, and we are both in conflicting bands, so we're going to see what happens.
May the best band win.
The winning band's probably already chosen.
Yeah, that's just like it's like the WWE of amateurs.
Right.
But the idea is pretty cool because 50 people got chosen. I don't know how many people signed up. But they created 10 bands of 5 random people drawn from a hat.
And we're not talking traditional bands. Like, I don't understand why you had to explain what instruments you play if they didn't segregate those instruments and pick as needed.
Good point.
Because I said I was a guitarist and a bassist and a singer and a singer-songwriter. And now I got this group of 5 people. We don't have a drummer. I can play drums, and so I might end up having to be sandbagged into playing drums.
Which I think is pretty exciting, because you saw the post I put on the page today. The drummers get the chicks, man.
I think Zealous Custom Studios can disagree to that.
Well, that's because he settled.
Nah, he's doing all right. He's a good guy. I like him a lot.
Hey, plenty of settlers do okay, all right? I'm not just negating that. I'm just saying, you know, just because you can doesn't mean that you're gonna.
I don't know. So, what do you think about this Franzia box wine?
Right. I'm gonna be honest with you here. I like it. Do I love it? I don't love it.
What's the shittiest beer we've tried out here? Hams?
You seem to like the hams. I think it makes a good enough beer mosa.
Honestly, I think I would rather drink this over hams.
Okay, so it's saying something. How many brews?
On a scale of 1 to 5 brews, I'd give this a straight up 2 brews.
I think it's a 2 1/4.
Maybe 2.5, but that's being generous.
Now, why is it even extra quart over? It's sweet enough to like maybe doctor it up with something else.
It's sweet enough that it kind of hides the bitterness.
Like I said, it's good for maybe it's good with prescription drugs.
Or disappointment.
Yeah, whatever the middle-aged women are taking with their total Raisin Bran every morning.
Zeller's Custom Studios says drummers are assholes.
That's true, and women love assholes.
You know,
am I right?
That's right.
You know, and that's kind of like just the way it is.
And that's the way it is. Some things are never going to change.
Some things remain the same.
So I'm changing it up. I'm breaking one of the usual rules. I got to have a cigarette with this garbage.
Fine, you know what? I just started vaping.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Then hit it. I don't care. I got my analogs. You got your digitals. That's just like you to be living in the now.
Yeah, you know, actually a friend left this and I didn't want it to go to waste. And now I'm hooked. I put some Robitussin in this, and did you know that if you vape Robitussin, it goes straight to your lungs?
Does that mess you up?
No, but I haven't coughed in days.
Well, that's good. How's your sleep?
Well, non-existent, but who needs sleep when you know everything?
Her dad.
Robitussin does that to you. It, like, smoking Robitussin, man, Lil Weezy. Franzia.
Okay, this is the context, the text on the side of the wine box. The world's most popular wine, Franzia. In 1933, as Prohibition came to an end, Teresa Franzia blazed one of the first trails in America's wine industry by establishing Franzia Brothers Winery with her 5 sons. An Italian immigrant, Teresa's old world work ethic and new world entrepreneurial spirit led her to become the godmother of American wine. For over 100 years, Franzia has created a legacy of delicious wine for incredible value, so you can enjoy the fruits of our labor in every home, at any table. Salute.
Salute! Well, it's okay.
Yeah, I'd still give it a 2, but the more you drink it, the easier it is to drink.
Yeah, I would not want to get drunk on this. I bet you it would be the worst hangover
You
ever.
would probably black out.
MD 2020 challenge next week on WTV.
Dude, let's do it. I still say do the big red challenge. I was calling it the big can of Cook's Ice with the pint of their house Fireball.
Okay, we talked about that.
We talked about it.
Was I already drunk?
Probably. It's only $3 for like the combo. They have them rubber banded together.
God.
It's like the hobo special.
I remember one time this guy was like, let's do these things called Incredible Hulks. It was Hypnotic with Hennessy.
Oh, Lord.
Hennessy I like. I like a good cognac. That's a cognac, right? It's like a brandy cognac.
I can't remember.
But
I think it's cognac.
yeah, I like a good cognac. But to mix it with something that's kind of like the blue lemonade Kool-Aid.
Right.
Nah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. Hypnotic's weird. It's not very boozy for what it is either. And it's really expensive.
Really expensive, he says. So we are now at the halfway point of tonight's episode 33.
And we have yet to discuss Masters of the Universe.
Which, okay, we gotta back it up a little bit before we talk about that.
Right, okay.
So the other night, Froman's like, what's up? And I was like, I'm chilling. So he's like, wanna hang out? And I was like, yeah, sure. So we hung out and we watched They Live.
We had a Friday night beer that Friday. That's
We
right.
did.
Okay,
I had
that's
an old
Friday.
style. I was full of Mexican. That's what I did Friday night for dinner. I had Mexican and a whole bunch of it.
Man, it was good.
I remember specifically because you offered me a brew, and I took the old style because I felt that it was lighter on my gut.
It was either that or the one I had, the
hazy.
hazy. Yeah, that was good. Yeah, talk about hoppy.
So we're sitting here, we're having a brew, we're having some fun, and we put in VHS copy of They Live, starring the one and only Rowdy.
Roddy Piper.
That's right.
And we had it on the wall here at 110 inches. Ladies.
All 110 inches of Roddy Piper.
VHS quality VHS, 110 inches on the wall. I'm not bragging.
It's actually fantastic to watch it that way because I'm sitting over here off to the side and I can just eyeball it and still see it.
It's perfect peripheral.
I can say that.
Yeah, I like that. Because I hate when people have a room where they're sitting and everyone's staring at the TV and you're trying to have a conversation.
Right.
The way I do movies here is you can have a conversation around it, and we're not watching like cutting edge, new movies.
No.
You've either seen this movie or if you like it enough, you go home and watch it again.
So we watched They Live, and the last movie I saw on your projector like that, which it's a nice setup. We have it playing. The audio's kind of low, so you can pay attention if you want. Mm-hmm. It was that one with the midget. Willow, that's it.
Okay, yeah, that has been a while.
Can I say midget?
I don't know.
Is that like
I'm
Eskimo?
not sure. Are you saying I'm short? Are you saying, hey, you saying I represent midgets?
I'm not saying nothing.
I would be more of a dwarf because I have a long torso, short legs.
Have you ever seen Crow?
No, I've heard about that though.
I have heard of it.
I've seen the preview for that.
Okay.
Yes, it looks great.
Sean Zellers at Zellers Custom Studios still chiming in. You must be hella bored tonight, sir.
Hey, glad to see you. By the way, we're gonna have to come and do another interview with you.
Maybe we'll call him at the end of the episode. Maybe he'll be our phone in.
Cool.
Right on. But he says he just picked up Crow on Blu-ray. Speaking of old flicks.
Now I wonder if it's better on Blu-ray or if it's better on VHS cut. I wonder. It just depends on.
I've never seen a Blu-ray.
Really?
Like watched a Blu-ray.
I feel like I've had to have snuck one in over here, but maybe not.
I don't. I like movies. I don't make a conscious effort to sit and watch movies.
I'm very into formats.
I've
always been obsessed with formats.
I don't keep up with modern formats and stuff.
There's so many of those too.
I just now got a smart TV, to tell you how behind I am.
I've always been interested in the cuts of film too, because it's like, as a kid, I absolutely hated widescreen.
I hated widescreen.
Awful. What? Fill up the screen.
I love it now.
And now I get it because you get to see the full film. But then again, the television has been made around that concept. When we were kids, everything was boxed off, so you had to use what you had. Mm-hmm. The closest you ever had to widescreen counting was typically at the theater, because their screens were cut to be whatever size you wanted. Okay. Well, since I started throwing film, I like the idea of seeing certain films that look better boxed off, which I can get more picture involved. But versus the 16:9, which is more of that widescreen format that we love. But it just depends on the take of the film. Some things look better widescreen because you get to see more stuff going on.
True.
Other things pan in, and you want to be up close.
So, I just happened to notice our cups are empty. Should we drink some more of this Franzia?
I'm kind of going to say we should go with champagne now that we've had some wine.
I'll go with some champagne. So, the reason I backtracked it to They Live with Roddy Piper is because when we were watching it, his, I guess you could say, love interest, the only like chick that like has a substantial role, is the same smoky-eyed lady from He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, who plays some queen of some sort, I guess.
In the He-Man film,
Yeah.
she's a sorceress.
Sorceress, that's it.
Yeah, and her eyes always stood out to me.
I think that was like her claim to fame.
And they really stand out.
Like that's the only.
in,
Oh yeah.
In They Live.
I feel like I'm looking at a freaking husky.
Yeah, and I've actually looked at a picture of her recently today. Yeah, age has not been kind to her.
Really?
Yeah.
Just like that one chick,
You know who still looks great though?
Phyllis Diller.
You damn right. Is Wonder Woman.
Oh, Linda Carter.
Linda Carter looks
Man,
great.
did you see that last AARP commercial?
Dude, I
Dude.
had to have chub. I said, yeah, I'll do 155 and up. And I don't mean the highways. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but, yeah, Linda Carter.
Evelyn, that was her name.
Evelyn.
Thanks, Brandy Lacefield, because the reason we mentioned it again is because it seems like He-Man and the Masters of the Universe has been popping up in our lives recently. Like, just randomly. Because that chick was in They Live, we watched just, what, 4 nights ago?
Well, Friday night.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so I took a nap earlier, which you'll find out about that in our next segment called The Road to Episode 33. It'll finish the trilogy.
Did you have a lucid dream?
No.
Not like the other night.
No. That dream was awesome. Did I tell you about it?
Lucid dreams rule, dude.
It wasn't. I guess it was a lucid dream because I felt like I was conscious the whole time.
Yeah, you're just going through it.
I'll go on a quick tangent. I had a dream the other night that me and Froman, and I think my brother might have been there. We were at this haunted house that was like a house in whatever town we were in that was understood to be haunted, abandoned, derelict. And it was like basically a stop where everyone just like always went into and like messed around and either left stuff or took stuff as needed or, you know, as not needed. And the reason was there was a cave on the property that you could go into and like just spelunk the day away. And it was like a super awesome cave. It was super cool. And we were in this house and we were like finding flashlights and backpacks and just like gearing up for going into this cave. And we finally went into the cave, and it was pretty badass, and we like ended up leaving, and we walked out to, it was on a cul-de-sac, and we were standing by some dude's truck, smoking cigarettes, and then we noticed there was an abandoned gas station, like down the hill. No, car wash.
Oh, shit.
Abandoned car wash. So we go down there, and there's a hobo living there.
Oh,
And he's
shit.
like, yeah, the haunted house, I own that. That was my family's. I bought it for $1,000. He's like, but it's haunted as fuck, so I lived out here in the car wash.
Yeah, I own it, but you can go. Yeah.
Right. And then I woke up.
Nice guy.
It was a cool dream. But yeah, He-Man and the Master of the Universe. I took a nap earlier. I'm just rambling.
It's good times. So you take a nap.
I took a nap.
And you awaken
I awakened to my girlfriend, my lady, my baby mama.
Betraying
Me by watching Masters of the Universe without me, which I can let it slide because it was on basic cable.
Which channel?
Comet.
That's not basic cable. That's basic TV.
That's plug-in-the-wall TV.
That's which I don't have.
Well, no, get an antenna.
I know. I just need an antenna.
Big Lots, $10, bro.
Yeah. I'm gonna go to your Big Lots too, because this one's too new.
It's too big.
Yeah, we're like Big Lots, and maybe should have so much space.
Yeah.
Big Lots of dead space.
Big Lots, like we can fit 4 carts per aisle.
That sounds pretty
Width-wise.
cool. Well, Big Lots used to be at Hobby Lobby.
That used to be a Big Lots?
Yeah. Or at least half of it.
I remember.
It was in there in that spot. And there used to be some other deal, and then they seized them, and then they went out.
I remember the one up by my place on Madison and Epworth.
That's always been there.
Yeah, I know. My grandma used to take me there when I was a kid.
Yes, forever. That was all haze.
And I go there whenever I need to pay too much for a simple thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Or I want some cheap snacks.
And you're like, it was like seeing like 2-year-old memes on the shelf.
Right.
As a kid, you're like, I've already seen that. That's not new. And your grandparents are like, it's new to me. It's hilarious. I'm going to share it with my friends. It's like, you don't understand memes, Grandma. You know?
So this album that we're listening to, who is it again?
This fella here is called Aaron Lee Tazian. This is called Karma for Cheap.
The sound reminds me almost like a mashup, almost of like a blending of like the Shins with. Do you remember Supergrass, Road to Ruin?
Oh yeah, dude. I forgot that you. I was thinking the other day. I was like, what video did I post that Harlos commented on? I was like, because it surprised me.
It was a very awkward excuse.
Why it surprised me, because to me they're one of my favorite '90s bands, but they're totally like old school.
The Supergrass is one of those groups that changed like every album.
Yeah.
Which earlier stuff, Pumping on Your Stereo, I could do without.
Oh, I love that song.
But Road to Ruin, oh my god, it was like it was a classy effort. It was a very serious effort. It was rocking. It had so many highlights.
Was that before or after Pumping on Your Stereo?
Road to Ruin was after, because Pumping on Your Stereo was like 99.
Yeah, I remember that because I remember the video.
And then
that was a really
what
cool
was
video.
before that? The where kids were something.
We're all right.
Yeah, that was like 95 or something.
Yeah, that was on the Clueless soundtrack, which is one of my all-time favorite soundtracks.
Road to Ruin was like 05.
Okay, all right.
I burned the hell out of that record. It was
What was the track off of that one? What was the single?
There was a few good tracks. My favorite was a track called St. Petersburg, and that was actually a single. It was just like a downstrummy, acoustic-y, like loungy, jazzy type track. And it was pretty happening.
That's cool. Yeah, I like them a lot. Actually, this band on the program this morning said that their two big influences are the Beatles and Oasis. And I can see that being.
I can see that too with the way the vocals are mixed in with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like when I say the Shins, I don't mean like the vocals. I mean like the music.
Well, I think of the Shins. When I put the Shins in a category, I put them in with like the Beach Boys and the Beatles.
Kind of, yeah.
Harmonies.
Simple poppy rock.
But they can be raw if they want to.
Right.
Like they can do what they want, but they keep it in the confines of strict rock and roll.
That's true.
You know, that can be produced outside.
And
of the
it
box.
baffled me when I first saw a live performance of the Shins, because the dude is like shorter than you, way bald. He just looks like a substitute.
He didn't used to though. Did you see him for the Phantom Limb video? I think it was Phantom.
I doubt it.
He was just a nerd. He looked like what's his name from Weezer.
Speaking of Weezer,
Rivers Cuomo.
I got a bone to pick. You know what grinds my gears?
Go on.
Weezer has put out a new album now, which they're following the same old tired, the Teal album.
The Teal album?
The Teal album.
Oh, I love it.
Which is nothing but covers.
Okay.
No, it's covers that are nothing but like almost true to the original tracks. Like, why even
like
do
the
it?
version of Africa. I thought that was
that's what Africa was. It was a teaser for this freaking album. The album, I checked it out last time. It's got they do a cover of Mr. Blue Sky by ELO. Blah blah blah. Sounds identical.
Really, it's just too true.
Overproduced.
Too true to it.
Too true. They do Tears for Fears. Didn't check that one out. They do like 3 other 80s tracks.
I wonder which Tears for Fears. I wonder if it's
probably the one, you know.
Head Over Heels.
I don't know.
Or Shout.
I don't know.
I watched the video for Shout the other day.
But they also do Black Sabbath Paranoid.
I don't mean to cut you off, but have you ever heard the song Hold Me Now?
Hold Me Now.
Have you ever seen the video?
On weed? No, what? Go
Have you
on.
ever seen it on any other substance? No, I watched it the other day. You know the high pitch part?
Yeah.
Hold me now. Well, there's a guy, it's 2 guys and a girl. It's a white guy, a black guy, and a chick. The white guy's the singer, and then the chick does some sort of background vocals. I'm like, oh, she's gonna be the one that does the really high pitched vocals. No, it's the black guy, and he
really,
yeah. I'm like, oh man,
huh.
And I always liked that part of the song, like, but I never put a face.
So he's doing like the Frankie Valli.
He's doing the Frankie Valli, and he's doing it really, really well.
Nice.
And it's just so funny watching him do it, because it's just like you're waiting for her to hit those notes,
right?
And then he starts. I'm like, what? Videos are weird. I know it's based differently when I watch music videos.
There was speaking of 80s music, I'm trying to remember what the band was. There was a group called, I forget the name, but they had a single that everybody freaking knows, and it was in like travel commercials and shit. I didn't realize that David Gilmour helped like discover them and helped produce their first record. School of something or something, Dream something.
Dream Theater?
No. They were an 80s pop thing where like the whole hook in the song is just like this like long chanty thing. Everybody knows it, but I can't think of it right now.
Oh, rough.
Right.
Yeah. School of Rock?
No, it was not School of Rock. Son of a bitch.
Who does the Return to Innocence song?
That's is that Enya?
I don't think so.
No, that was Enigma.
Enigma.
That,
Yeah.
well, we're going back to like episode 1. We talked about that in like episode 1.
Return to Innocence.
Pure Nudes. Call now and get 3 CDs for the price of $19.95.
1995. Did we just say that? You damn right we did. And we say it again.
Get one for you, one for the boat.
How many people like paid their kids' college tuitions off of selling that stuff? Like, all right, I work for this record company that's put out commercials. We got to make sales, people.
Right.
You know?
It's all those commercials are like one office building off the like some dock in New Jersey.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Send
There
a
was
check or COD to blah blah blah, New Jersey.
We had BMG Music here.
We had BMG in Columbia House.
Yeah, and like people just would work there.
The Columbia Record Club.
Oh man, how many CDs did you steal from that?
I remember when I actually got a copy of Godsmack through that.
Which, the first album?
The first album.
What do you think of them? I think they were pretty good.
Honestly, Godsmack, I mean, they're not like my cup of tea, but I will give them props because they have a cool story. They started like getting big, and the singer Sully, he was actually the drummer, if I understand correctly. Sean Zellers at Zellers Custom Studios will correct me, but he was the drummer originally. They had a singer,
No, you're right.
and then when they got big, the singer was like, I got kids, or I'm gonna do something else, and they're like, well, shit, we need a singer. So Sully was like, well, I'll sing. We'll get a new drummer, and then they got a new drummer and put out that record and like sold 1 million freaking copies, and they've been touring and doing this and that, and they're actually a pretty good band. And speaking of Sean Zellers at Zellers Custom Studio, he actually we used to hang out back in the day and watch this Godsmack live DVD.
Yeah.
And the drummer and Sully have a drum off like in the middle of the show. Like the drummer's doing his thing, and then all of a sudden the second drum set comes out on like a spinning platform.
Yeah.
And Sully gets up there, and they're just like banging it out together, and like both platforms are rotating and this and that.
Oh, dude. He's
It's
like
pretty
the Phil
cool.
Collins of our generation.
You know, you're right.
He really is, and I actually, it's the weirdest thing about that is I was working with this guy who was from Louisiana, some random dude, we were painting, and he goes, hey man, do you like Godsmack? And I was like, yeah, Godsmack's cool, you know, whatever, I've seen them live, they're pretty great, you know. And he's like, well, I read Sully's autobiography and blah, 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 and I'm like, that's very bizarre.
Yeah, it is bizarre. I didn't know.
He goes, you should borrow that book. And I'm like, oh, it's okay. Like, but he's like, nah, you know, he brings it and gives it to me, and I'm like, pfft. So I take it home, and it becomes a bathroom read. And I got about a third of the way through it, and it was like
A third of the way.
I didn't get further than that. I don't know. I think I moved from that bathroom. You know?
Okay.
I eventually left.
New bathrooms require new books, just
When
like
I had to
rooms.
leave in a hurry, and some of my books got left. But
Battle de los Tambores. Thank you, Zellers, at Zellers Custom Studio.
what was that answer to?
That was the drum battle. It's Spanish. The Battle de los Tambores.
The Battle of the Tambores.
The drum battle. You fucking son of a bitch.
But for realsies, the first third of his life was interesting.
Are you familiar with their cover of "Come Together" they did a couple years ago?
That's decent.
It's decent.
I really like their version of Good Times, Bad Times.
I didn't know they did one.
Oh yeah, that's good.
And I'm a Led Zeppelin fan.
That's one of my. I think anybody who's ever covered Zeppelin is always done well.
What about Train? Are we gonna talk about this?
I have not heard that.
Train has re-recorded and released the entire album Zeppelin 2, which was the album that taught me to play bass.
How is it? Is it another one of those two?
He's too nasally, the singer guy. Like, I've watched him live. They've done a couple of the tracks, a couple of my favorite tracks. And, like, he's up there belting these fucking lines like Robert Plant trying to. And you can hear his voice straining. It's like, dude, you shouldn't be singing that.
That's rough, dude. That's a bad place to be.
I mean, how pretentious is it? My band is going to re-record one of the most classic records.
Yeah, two's good.
And re-release it.
something I gotta give them props for, but I still think was a strange deal. Was the Flaming Lips?
That sounds like the Birds.
The Flaming Lips doing Dark Side of the Moon.
I can never get behind the Flaming Lips.
But they did Dark Side, and it's completely different with all the songs.
This is grooving as shit.
I believe
It sounds like
they did live this morning that got me to get the album.
I definitely feel that like late 60s, early 70s. It sounds like Dragging the Line, like Tommy James. Right. This song has that same feel.
And I'm fine with that.
I can dig it. This has been a pretty good episode. We got, I'd say, 10, 15 minutes left in us.
Yeah.
What else is new on the stuff? The government reopened? Just kidding. We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't even know what government is. I actually never took that class.
I did take.
Just kidding. I graduated high school. Yeah, I had to take government. Government was okay. Actually, econ was the one that was hard.
Econ was bullshit.
Yeah.
I didn't take it.
Oh, what?
I think I got to choose between, like my senior year, I got to choose between like 3 different, like econ or geography.
That doesn't make any sense. Geography?
I
would have loved geography.
All I knew was I took geography, and the geography was basically like one of the coaches, like, you got to teach a class to stay on the payroll. He's like, I'll teach geography.
I can't believe that the stuff we had to do at 18.
Like get jobs and dodge the draft.
Yeah, because it's like I'm so much older than that now.
And use free Gillette razors that came in the mail out of
It's
nowhere.
like now I'm ready for high school and college.
No, I don't want to go back.
I don't want to go back. I'm just saying that like the choices they're giving you at that point in your life. They're like, all right, figure it out now. And you're like, I don't know.
Right, yeah.
Ah. You know?
It's like all the shit you should know for life is secondary. Today we're going to learn how to make chipped beef.
Oh, really?
You ever took home ec?
You learned how to make chipped beef?
It was basically just Carl Budding beef, diced up, thrown in a pan.
Oh! Okay, I thought you were learning how to actually make it. Like how to like process it.
No, it was just, here's Carl Budding. There's a pan and a stove.
Carl Budding? That's a dude's name?
Yeah.
I thought it was Budding.
Budding?
No N. B-U-D-D-I-G.
No, I'm pretty sure it's Carl Budding.
Look it up. Is it Budding or Budding? Let us know in the comments below.
Sean Zeller, Zeller's Custom Studio. You know what I'm talking about
Is
because Zeller's used to always eat the ham, the Carl Budding ham.
It's good.
If you microwave it long enough, it kind of tastes like bacon.
But it always has that grittiness to it. It's like the fruit roll-ups of lunch.
It is. I'll pound to that. But the question is, okay, let's talk lunch meat for a second.
Let's go. I'm ready.
When you make a sandwich out of lunch meat, do you open the package and just grab a slab and throw it on the bread, or do you grab one slice at a time and kind of fan it out?
Absolutely depends on the cut. Budding meats, I'm gonna put on there the whole fucking pack.
You're not gonna like build the sandwich?
No, because they're all. I like the congealed portion of it. Now if it's like sliced.
Okay, Sean, I know you love ham. Is it Carl Budding?
With an N or without?
Carl Budding.
Budding or Carl Budding? Or Budding.
Budding, B-U-D-D-I-G. Budding? Are you freaking kidding me? There's no N?
No, it's freaking weird.
That's some bullshit.
Budding. That's the kind of
No, that's one of those Mandela effects.
That's the kind. That's when people end up killing themselves, Carlos.
I might hang myself on the drive home.
My entire life is a lie.
It is. So, okay. So, first of all, it's Carl Budding, no N.
Yeah. Carl with the C?
Josh does not build his fucking sandwiches.
No. I build them if they're like, if they're sliced the meat, but like, slices, I just bring that word up.
I hate
Or
slices to
the
meats.
meat. But no, but if like budding meats, it's like a package.
Budding. Now I don't want to eat it.
Chip beef in a package? I'll take it out and I just slam it on white bread with cheese, and I get so sad that I don't have mustard. Ooh, I found mustard in the package.
Okay,
drawer.
if you're at the supermarket and you have to pick between the 1 and the 5 standard Carl Buddings, what are you picking?
Do they have Black Forest ham?
let's just say we got chicken, roasted turkey, ham, just regular ham, no honey ham, no smoked ham, no freaking Black Forest.
Gee, dude. I'm going ham. I'm going standard ham.
I like the beef quite well.
I've never had the beef.
It's just the.
Do they have a corned beef?
It's kind of like corned beef. It's red like corned beef.
But is it still gritty?
It's kind of gritty.
What is that?
I have
is it
no
like
idea.
Toenails?
You know what else? Okay. Carl Budding on crackers. You take one slice and you fold it in fourths and put it on a cracker.
Okay, a single slice of that's pretty. Okay. I wouldn't eat it like that all at once. If I was gonna eat it just the meat, I would take a slice.
Honey ham. That's right, Sean Zellers. Honey ham. I do enjoy the honey ham. You know, you can take ham lunch meat and make a pretty bomb-ass gravy.
Really?
Ham has just enough fat that you can render out of it that it'll make a decent gravy if you fry it.
But I mean, from the budding meat.
Honestly, I think I used some like Oscar Mayer or Kroger brand ham once. It was one of them nights where I worked all day and I wanted a quick dinner, so I made a biscuit and I made a small batch of ham gravy.
Was it like? But you know, there's variations of ham. That's not real ham. That's not like the real ass of a pig.
What you talking about, Willis?
You know the difference of those drippings.
Yeah.
Them some thick thighs.
But
drippings.
it was delicious.
I bet it was. That was more like a chipped beef gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so was it like white and like frothy?
It was white, it was frothy, it was on a biscuit, it was damn good.
That sounds fucking good.
I put a lot of pepper in it. Pepper and ham lend themselves together.
Am I right? Yeah, it's like pepper bacon. It's all
Right.
circle.
You put pepper on a pig and then run it through a bandsaw, I'm down.
Oh, that's messed up. I saw somebody show me this video where a guy hit a pig in the head with a hammer.
No!
That's what I said.
No!
Immediately when he showed me, I was like, why did you show me that? It's in a case.
Hopefully you have insurance. I don't know if you heard that over there in your side of the your neck of the woods.
Your side of the woods.
Froman just dropped his cell phone.
And the music never stopped, never halted.
It's still going strong. So what do you guys think of the new background we got going here? We got the Charlie Rose going on tonight.
No.
We're not grabbing ladies. We're just against a black background.
And we are looking at each other.
We are. I wish I had some index cards.
So what color are your eyes? They're not bluish color.
They're fucking hazel. Like
Really?
your daughter.
My daughter's name?
Yeah.
Both daughters, though, because my oldest has hazel-colored eyes.
Well, mine are hazel.
And
Thanks
my
for
youngest
noticing.
name is Hazel. No, they look bluish tonight. Maybe it's because of the two blue shirts you're wearing.
You know, I actually have a mnemonic device to remember which daughter is which. Have I ever told you this?
No, go on.
Not to get too in depth by saying their names a lot, but Ruby and Hazel. I always remember it like this. Ruby is the bigger one. Hazel is the little one. So it's flip-flopped.
In terms of
Like
size
the
of
letters.
Letters,
Yes.
Yeah. How I ever put anything out for them is Ruby's always on the right. Always. Ever. If I ever have to put anything out for the both of them, Ruby is always on the right. And they know that.
That's pretty good process.
Yeah, I can't handle it any other way.
I had actually a pretty good conversation with Hazel the other night. She's actually quite intelligent for her age.
She's on one.
She's woke.
Yeah. She knows about beavers and how they're the most woke mammals in the animal kingdom.
That's right.
We teach her animal facts in this family.
So it's been a pretty good night, pretty good episode. We had some wine, we had a couple beers, had some
wafers.
Wafers. We've had our own little DTB communion.
Yeah, my friend. I'll tell you, there's a guy at work. He serves food on the random, and
I have a guy who does that too.
he's very he's spiritual. He's spiritual and religious, but religious in the sense to where he's not preaching. He's just letting you know, like, hey, good people exist. Don't be a jerk. Remember I told you that.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, I like you, dude. You're cool. And he was serving cheeseburgers today.
That's pretty nice.
But they're like the frozen ones.
Okay.
But the way he cooked them on the George Foreman, dude, that's the best cheeseburger I've had.
He actually cooks at work.
Yeah, in the break room, he just plugs in the George Foreman, cooks it up.
Nice. My guy, he just brings like casserole dish with shit, and he'll walk up like, "Hey, you hungry?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, what you got?" He's like, oh, I got some shit. Come on.
Yeah.
And like we go down to his bay, and like next to his giant toolbox, he's got a trash can with a piece of some plywood on it. And he's got his whole little spread set up.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've had burritos, I've had Swedish meatballs, chicken legs.
And the thing is, people, he's very particular about who he eats from. He's eaten very few things I've ever cooked.
Well, that's usually because I eat before I come.
Yeah. I usually eat before I come too.
You got to.
I have chicken legs hanging out around my bed at night.
Good night, everybody. But that brings me to my next point. It is 9 o'clock.
Oh, dude, the witching hour.
It is the witching hour.
What are you gonna do? What's next Sunday? Is it the Super Bowl?
Next Sunday is the 3rd. Yes, it is the Super Bowl, isn't it? Brandy Lacefield knows it. She'll chime in.
Yeah.
Who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for?
Who's the other team?
The Rams?
The Rams, Sams.
I'm rooting for the Rams. I think it's the Rams. I'm pretty sure it's the Rams.
I'll go with the Brams.
Is it the Rams?
The Brams.
I know it's the fucking Patriots, those sons of bitches.
Yeah.
I'm so tired of them.
Stop winning stuff.
They make it like... I used to have a friend who was like Mexican when I was going to Ivy Tech, like doing the school thing. And he loved the Patriots. And like all these like... I hate to say it, but all these immigrants love the like side with the Patriots.
It's that New York ancestry.
Mexico?
They probably have a lot of Mexicans and maybe he's Puerto Rican. Isn't that where Jenny from the Block is from?
Yes, Super Bowl is this Sunday. We are rooting for the Rams.
Yeah, the DUDESTUNESANDBREWS team is the Rams.
You know, I think we'll just like do an episode while watching the show, maybe.
Go Goats.
Go Rams. So, are we gonna finish this record, or what are we gonna do?
I don't know how long the record's got. I lost my phone, Harlow.
You did indeed. But we've had a nice cup of wine. I might take this home and finish it. Get in the bathtub and just like think about things.
You got any of them bath bombs?
No.
I gave you some for Christmas. You already used them up?
No one has ever given me a bath bomb.
Oh, that's the end of the album.
Is it?
Yep.
Well, that brings us to the end of the show then.
It sure does.
You know, last week we ended with a short, a DTV produced short, which was Survivor Dad.
Yes.
This week we're leaving you with nothing.
Nothing. But maybe next week we'll leave you with nothing as well.
Hey, you can only, be so lucky.
Yes, I'm being spoiled, you freak.
Right. We give you an hour of quality content every Sunday.
And you come at us with, ooh, why don't you guys have commercials? Well, because maybe we ain't got no sponsors. Your fault.
We have no sponsors. We don't monetize this. We're just doing this for fun.
Yeah, I mean, Monica Lewinsky ties.
So this has been Dudes
Tunes
and
Brews.
Brews.
Monica Lewinsky.
Thanks for watching.
Monica sells handbags now.
Monica
Lewinsky.
Courtney Cox.
I love you.